Good evening and welcome to 4FSU Weather. I'm meteorologist Ulises Garcia.
And I'm student meteorologist Mackie. It's Friday, February 26th, and it's actually the last Friday show we've got before spring break.
Yes, it is, but it's been a very beautiful Friday here in the capital city.
Yes, it's been very nice. Getting a little cold in the mornings, but it's been warming up and great temperatures during the day. Nice sunny weather.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit chilly today, but it is going to warm up for this weekend. It's going to be cool mornings, but very nice warming afternoons.
Yes, and I know we're all really looking forward to that. You know, an opportunity to get outside, you know, see around the city a little bit, you know, just take it easy.
Yeah, especially after the week that we had, especially back on Tuesday and Wednesday with all the severe weather and just the hectic weather out there. You know, it's good to finally wind down and just take it easy. It's like a nice reward after.
You know, some really crazy stuff with tornadoes and everything, crazy stuff like that. No, I totally hear you. Know exactly what you're saying. Really good that we're through that. We're going to have some nice weather coming up. We got a lot on the show for you.
Yeah, and the good news is that the weather's going to stick around for a while, and you know, that's good, especially for the cleanup all throughout the southeast. So it's not just for us here in Tallahassee. It's all throughout the region.
Yeah, especially with some of that severe weather, some of those destructive influences it's had all through Florida and, like you said, the southeast.
Yes, and that's good. And also, it's also just a great time to even just go to sporting events and do outdoor activities, you know, ultimate frisbee, catch some baseball.
Yeah, it really has been. But right now, we're going to give you a quick preview of what's to come on the show. We're going to send it out to the wall where Reagan's waiting with an overview.
Thank you, guys. Why don't you crack a smile? It's Friday. Come on. It's the end of the week here, and we're just excited. It's been a long week. I feel like we've been in the studio for a very long time. I'm going to sleep for the next 3 days, and it's going to be awesome. Especially, well, maybe not missing out on these really nice temperatures. Right now, here's what we're looking at across the Big Bend. 50s and 60s, the only spot here in St. Mark's across the area. It was a cool day, really across the entire area, and high pressure. Shane likes to say it, the big bubble, no trouble. Sitting right on top of us right now. A couple of little clouds over the ocean, over the Atlantic Ocean, but really nothing here on radar either as well. We're seeing just a clearing as that cool air pours into the region. Cold front that brought us all the severe weather has moved through and bringing us some cool weather. So here's what we're looking at tonight. 30s for much of the region, maybe a little bit warmer in the city, and then a little bit cooler out in the country. 35 is what we're calling for here. Mostly clear, cool night. The winds are going to be calm, maybe gusting up to 5 to 10 miles per hour. But really just a gorgeous night. If you are heading out for any evening plans tonight, layer up. It's going to cool down really quickly once that sun does go down. And then looking at the regional temperatures for tomorrow, 60s is what we're calling for. The sun all day long, gorgeous day to hike, and really just a phenomenal weekend on tap here for the region. Headlines for the rest of the show. Let's preview this. Cool and sunny for the weekend ahead. Sun's going to stick around into next week, and then midweek, maybe calling for some rain chances. But we'll be talking about that a lot more later in the show. For now, back to Ulises and Matt.
Much, Matt. Sometimes calm weather's good weather, you know?
Yes, great weather, calm weather, and that's the way it's going to be. But we are going to talk about this week has been Severe Weather Awareness Week, and today's the 5th day.
Yes, it has, and I know, especially with those storm systems moving through, it's what's on everybody's mind. Why don't we talk a little bit about lightning strikes and what lightning storms can do?
Yes, absolutely. Lightning, I mean, it is the lightning Florida is the lightning capital of the world.
Yeah, we get more, I think, cloud-to-ground lightning strikes than any other state in the union, something crazy like that.
Yes, I mean, especially towards like the Tampa area, that part of Central Florida is very famously known for getting lightning and severe weather during that time of the year, especially in the summer.
And it really is. And, you know, they always make a big deal of it at summer camp out in the pool. You know, if there's a lightning strike, you got to go inside for 30 minutes. But it's paramount. It's really important that you observe that, you know, 30 minutes after a lightning strike, make sure you get in, make sure you get to a, you know, safe location.
But yes, but I'm actually going to be taking it more locally here in Tallahassee. The great news is that there is no lightning or even tornadoes right now for us, but it has been a beautiful day here on campus thanks to FSU Weather STEM. You can see the sunshine just beaming over through the Doak Campbell Stadium here on this awesome Friday afternoon. Conditions at this hour, 58 degrees. Those winds coming out of the northwest at 7 miles per hour. Very, very beautiful all throughout the region, but it's been cool. We're about 10 degrees or so below average for this time of the year. Temperatures throughout the Big Bend have been very uniform in those upper 50s to close to 60 degrees, but those temperatures are going to begin to take a nosedive as we go into the evening hours, into the 30s. We could be flirting with some freezing temperatures, but overall most of the area will be above it, but it is possible, so don't count it out. Winds all throughout the area coming out of the northwest between 5 to 10 miles per hour. So keeping those temperatures even cooler and even making them feel about a few degrees cooler than what it shows on the thermometer. Satellite and radar, very beautiful. No, it's not broken. No cloud cover. It's going to continue to be great as we go into our Saturday as well, but very awesome. Good day just to have the shades, play some ultimate frisbee, continue the good times, go catch the FSU baseball game against College of Charleston that is currently occurring right now, and hopefully the FSU can pull out that W this afternoon. The next 36 hours, the cloud cover will be really minimal to non-existent, and that's going to continue throughout our Saturday and into our Sunday. It's going to be beautiful, very great. So if you even want to get a barbecue, just go do that tomorrow as we go into these last days of February. But it is going to be chilly in those morning hours, but temperatures are going to rebound very nicely as we go into the afternoon, and high pressure will be dominantly in control. For tonight, though, temperatures are going to fall to 35 degrees, a really chilly night, so a good night to have that yummy hot cocoa with you, snuggle up. Winds coming out of the northwest at 5 miles per hour, and by the time we get to tomorrow, 65 degrees, excellent all around. Those winds continue to be out of the northwest. They will begin to come more out of the south as we go towards the second half of the weekend and into Monday, as those temperatures finally rebound into the mid-70s. Morning lows are going to catch up, eventually catching towards that 50-degree mark by the time we get to the middle of the work week. And a chance of showers and storms is possible by the time we get to Tuesday and Wednesday with the next frontal system. The good news right now, it doesn't look anything as severe as it was last week, so that's excellent news. And once that goes through, temperatures are going to be back into the mid-60s and morning lows flirting with the 40-degree mark. But overall, a lot of sunshine and good times ahead, and also just have a light jacket with you if you're going to go do any outdoor activities early in the day. But now we're going to send it over to Shane with a closer look of the southeast.
Thanks, Ulises. Broadening our scope to look at all of the states neighboring us right now, we see that the conditions here in North Florida apply to everywhere across the southeast. Down in Miami, no rain. Up in Tupelo, Mississippi, also no rain. So the southeast is basking in the sunshine this afternoon. But while it may be sunny, it's not as warm as you would think with all the sunshine out there. 58 degrees here in Tallahassee, a little bit nippy this afternoon, even more so up in Tupelo where they're sitting at 53 degrees. 50s really across the board all over the southeast, except down in Miami where they're coming in as the warm spot as usual at 70 degrees. Now these winds are fairly impressive out of Atlanta at 12 miles per hour, 7 miles per hour here in Tallahassee, and up in Wilmington along the coast, 13 miles per hour. These winds are coming out of the north, so they're really pushing all that cold air into our region. And it's not just sunny or chilly, it's also very dry outside. The relative humidity in Tallahassee is 27%. And if you think that's dry, you should check out Shreveport, 24%. It's chapstick weather across the whole southeast. Without any moisture in the air, it feels very dry outside, and that can have an impact on one's lips. They could get chapped. You could feel your sinuses acting up a little bit. And our water vapor map confirms that theory. It is very dry across the majority of the southeast right now. This big patch of orange over South Georgia stationed over Savannah, that's a lot of dry air. And these lighter shades of orange and brown across the whole southeast show that there's not just no moisture on the ground, there's no moisture up in the skies either. Our Futurecast radar, which we'll throw into motion, shows that we're not expecting any moisture to pop up in our neck of the woods over the entire course of the weekend. You saw a few flutters of some snow showers there in central Alabama and Georgia. That's because they're expecting a little precipitation in that region, and it just might be cold enough for that precip to turn out to be frozen, maybe a few flurries in that region, but nothing too significant. Though by the end of the day on Sunday, Arkansas could be seeing a little bit more of a chance of precipitation. I'll throw you a few numbers before I check out here. 35 degrees tonight in Tallahassee, 31 in Montgomery, brushing with the freezing mark, climbing up to a wonderful day in the 50s and 60s across the southeast tomorrow. But let's throw it to Ulises now for a special desk.
All right, thank you, Shane. Right now, I'll be talking to you, just giving you a recap of all the severe weather that occurred throughout the southeast and northeast earlier in the week, back on Tuesday and Wednesday. Let's first start off in the western regions. Texas there was a tornado reported in Texas, and also the majority of the stronger tornadoes began in Louisiana. There was an EF2 tornado that was 120 miles per hour. Unfortunately, that was the one that actually began to cause some fatalities, and also one in an EF3 that was 140 miles per hour over Assumption and St. James parishes in Louisiana. As we move further out to the east, there was actually 3 tornadoes reported in the county of Greene in Mississippi, and that eventually continued all the way into Florida, where Pensacola, we got the EF3 tornado of 155 miles per hour. But now we're going to eventually send it over now to Matt with a look around the United States.
So much, Ulises. We've seen local, we've seen regional. Why don't we take a step further back and see national? I took the screen a few days ago and this thing was just lit up. It's a little calmer right now. You can see on our watches, warnings, and advisory screen, we got a couple high wind advisories out on the Pacific coast. Once we get over here into Wyoming and Colorado, they have some high wind advisories as well as some red flag warnings, which means fire is a distinct possibility out there given the low moisture content of the air and how high those winds are. A little closer to home over here on the eastern half of the United States, we got some flood warnings up and down the Mississippi River. I'm going to walk over here to give you a better view of the eastern seaboard. Over here in Florida, the Apalachicola River is under a flood warning real quick. Over here in the northern part of Florida, actually, we have some freeze warnings and, you know, just some scattered flood warnings up and down the eastern coast. Nothing really to be worried about, and I think the satellite and radar reflects that. The only really 2 stories we've got going on right now is a little precipitation up in the Pacific Northwest, Oregon and Washington State, and over here on the eastern seaboard, Kentucky, Ohio, Pennsylvania, you can see they got some snow showers going through. And we're going to zoom in and actually give you a little bit of a closer look right there. I'm Matt Mackie. You can follow me on FSU Weather. We got these snow showers moving through Cleveland, Pittsburgh. They may be getting a couple flurries, up to a couple showers. No real accumulation, so to speak of, but, you know, just always nice to have a little winter weather that's not too severe, you know, nothing to worry about. We're going to look at airport delays. It's great across the entire country except for New York, and that's at LaGuardia Airport. If you're sitting there waiting to get out, you're looking at about an 83-minute delay over on the tarmac, you know. Not too fun, but the rest of the country, you're sitting pretty. I believe we've also got a little delay up in Boston, but it's not showing up on the map. As I said, across most of the country, nothing to worry about. We're going to take it into the Futurecast radar, give you a look at what's going to happen in the near future. I'll set this into motion. These bands of precipitation that we're going to move it into tonight's forecast. It's going to be a little cool out in the Rocky Mountain region, 32 in Denver, 32 in Kansas City. Down here in the southwest, 58 in Phoenix. It's going to be warmer over there, and once you get over here into the Midwest, we're seeing temperatures that are really uniform. 37 in Memphis, 40 in New Orleans, but the big thing is once you get up into New England, you're seeing temperatures as low as 20 degrees over in Boston, 30 in Washington, D.C. in the nation's capital. Pretty chilly. Just make sure, you know, you throw a jacket on, or let anybody up there know to throw a jacket on if you know anybody up there. Tomorrow's forecast, we see some rain and clouds on the west coast. Across the rest of the country, we're not seeing too much. 70 in Kansas City, 63 in Memphis. Really clear conditions over here on the eastern seaboard. We're seeing 40 in Boston. It's going to be chilly up there around now. 49 in Washington, D.C., 57 in Atlanta, 65 in Tallahassee. Temps sitting nice, pretty, and very comfortable in Florida. That's why we're down here. That's what we love. We're going to hand it off to Casey for another look at the local.
Thanks so much, Matt. Yeah, let's go get right into what we're talking about. Locally, last 20 hours or so, you do see how these temperatures have changed. Yesterday evening, we're talking about temperatures in the low 50s, cooling off, kind of staying steady for most of the overnight, and start dipping down a little bit more as we got closer to sunrise, 38 degrees at 7 a.m. Later on, the roller coaster kind of going back up with temperatures getting into the mid-upper 40s by late morning, and then the upper 50s as we get later in toward the afternoon hours. Now, temperatures now still sitting in those upper 50s, 58 Tallahassee, 60 in St. Mark's, 58 in Carabel. You get the idea, upper 50s, a few spots in those lower 60s, depending on exactly where they are geographically. Now, brightening it out for the radar view, we do see just clear conditions, beautiful weather, great Friday evening to be outside, and a stark contrast from what we did see just a couple nights ago, Tuesday night actually, where we were tracking some strong to severe storms across the area, several tornado reports to our north and west, and quite a bit of wind damage reports here around Tallahassee. Now, southeast-wise, there was even more damage reports getting out toward New Orleans. We're talking about there was an EF3 in parts of southeast Louisiana, as well as one around Pensacola and some up further out of the southeast into toward parts of Virginia as well. So some serious situations back on Tuesday and then into Wednesday, but much nicer now. Just beautiful conditions. Go outside and enjoy it. The entire southeast is great weather overall to deal with. Now, Futurecast radar, you see, again, just nice overall. Not much precipitation around. See if you how we're trying to sneak closer toward the southeast Florida coast as we get towards Saturday. So parts of that state, or parts of our state, I should say, getting into some shower activity. So areas maybe down from Melbourne down to Miami, extending maybe a little bit further inland. We're talking about some communities down there, maybe Weston, getting into some shower activity as we get later towards Saturday and Sunday as well. Now 35 tonight, mostly clear, cool night, northwest winds 5 miles an hour. Now tomorrow afternoon, we're talking about 65 degrees. It's beautiful out there. Go out and enjoy it, folks. It should be just great day to be outside. And there's a lot going on. Matt Reagan and I will be talking about that in sports weather here in just a little bit, breaking down different things like the golf index, as well as getting in toward the FSU baseball forecast going out maybe for the basketball game. We'll be giving you all the details on that here later on. Now that 7-day forecast, we see 65 for Saturday, 71 Sunday, 74 Monday. So warming conditions are around at least until later on Tuesday, but then chance of precipitation will start to enter into the forecast Tuesday, Wednesday. Showers and thunderstorms possible in the rest of that 7 day. So those conditions will start to clear out after that shower and thunderstorm chance. Right now, I'll go ahead and take it back over to the desk where Ulises is standing by.
All right, thank you, Casey. Right now, we're going to continue more about that tornado updates from this week. In Pensacola, that was the strongest tornado of the year so far in the United States. But even we did have a tornado locally in just north of Tallahassee in Grady counties, an EF1. South Carolina, out of all the southern states, did not receive a tornado during this severe weather outbreak. Virginia had their deadliest tornado outbreak day since April 26, 2011, and Maine even recorded a first, issuing severe thunderstorm warnings for the first time in the month of February. This it extended from Maine all the way down into Texas. There's also an EF2 tornado reported near White House, Pennsylvania, in central Pennsylvania. So it was just a really active day on Tuesday and Wednesday and into the very early hours of Thursday for parts of New England. But now we're going to send it over with Matt Reagan with a look around the Sunshine State.
Thank you very much, Ulises. It's really quieted down out there. The biggest news we've talked about have been all the tornadoes, all the severe weather, but really we're not seeing any of that. And kind of echo what we've been talking about the whole show is we've got this high pressure just building in, bringing down all of this cool, dry air. Really nothing to talk about here at all, and gorgeous conditions throughout the entire state. Sunshine State living up to its name. Let's look at the current temperatures real quick. Across the Panhandle, if you are commuting to places farther west like Panama City or Pensacola, it's really a carbon copy of what we see here in Tallahassee, 58, and then 58 as you go down the I-10 corridor. Now let's look at the current temperatures across the rest of the state. 50s pretty much dominate all the way down to central Florida, and then as you get farther south, 70s in Miami. It's actually really gorgeous down there. I'm from the South Florida area, and really 70s, it's gorgeous this time of year. So head on out to the beach if you're down there. Today's low temperatures, what we saw, 38 here in Tallahassee, 41 in Pensacola, even 56 down in Miami, and 60s down in Key West. It was gorgeous across the entire state. So you get through the bad weather, you get to the good weather, and you're finally there, and it's really a nice one as well. Current relative humidity is really explaining much of the same thing. 27% here in Tallahassee, Pensacola, dry as can be. Gorgeous weather for all the hair fans out there. The wind's starting to die down. Wasn't as bad as it was. So stickiness level very low, and the dew point also is very telling of that as well. 24 degrees here, Tallahassee, Pensacola, 24. Wow, we carbon copy of Pensacola here in Tallahassee as well. So current winds really dominating where you would expect them to come from after a cold front does pass. That's from the northwest. Straight down the peninsula here. 15 is the peak wind here in Fort Myers, 7 in Tallahassee, 9 in Pensacola. A lot nicer, a lot better conditions. It's hard to talk about nothing, but we're going to do it because it's gorgeous out there, and really the nothing we do want to encourage you to do is go out hiking. Have a good time this weekend and enjoy the weekend. Futurecast radar, just a couple spotty showers over the oceans, the Gulf of Mexico, the Atlantic Ocean basin, maybe creeping in towards the coastline just a little bit as we move into Saturday. I wouldn't rule out a chance for a spotty shower down near West Palm Beach, down near even parts of Boca Raton, down into Fort Lauderdale as well. Not ruling out a coastal shower. Even into Sunday morning, looks like the shower is going to become a little bit more prevalent down in Broward, Dade, and Palm Beach County. And then really here, clear and calm. Tonight's forecast, though, 35 here in Tallahassee, the rest of the peninsula, 40s, 50s, might even squeak out some 40s down in parts of Miami and Key West towards Weston. Jake, if you're watching, Weston, they're going to be seeing some cooler temperatures as well. And then tomorrow, another gorgeous day. Sun's all around. Sunshine State is there. 65 degrees here in Tallahassee, 63 Jacksonville, 70 in Miami. And now we're going to take a transition to what we like to call the sports weather segment here. And I don't want to stick a phone in your face, Casey, but we're live streaming on Facebook. FSU Weather's all over the place. And I thought maybe a live stream on Facebook a little bit as we do a live show.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting engaged on those social media platforms for everybody out there. So you can watch us on live stream on television or go over to Facebook as well and check that out.
Yeah, it's all kinds of fun. But we're going to talk about sports now. Usually this is a segment, Jake's a part of it a lot recently, but now I'm going to give my shot to do it with you. We got a lot of sports coming up this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go ahead and pop it up. I'll go ahead and switch it over to our golf weather graphic here, and we'll be able to see exactly what's going on with that. We're talking about just great conditions around here over the next several days. Really exciting.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, and the Jake's Golf Index for tomorrow. Consulted with him about this. Should just be beautiful at 4. A bit on the cool side, a little bit windy too, but he thinks pretty optimal conditions. Just those temperatures a little bit cooler than what you would expect maybe for optimal conditions on the golf course.
Yeah, a light maybe golf sweater or jacket could be out there, and the winds, they might hook your ball a little bit, but really, Jake said a 4. That looks nice to me. If I knew how to golf, I'd be out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully he can teach us here in the next month or so. Should be exciting about that. But now over to the day planner, we do see exactly what we're expecting for your Saturday. There's other sporting events as well going on, not just stuff that's going on at the golf course.
Yeah, really gorgeous all across the city. We've got Notre Dame coming into town to play the Seminoles in basketball. It should be a great game as well, and it's going to be at 4 p.m. Great game. I'm a big Notre Dame fan. The basketball team's been struggling a little bit lately, but so maybe I might have to. I'm always going to root for the Noles, but I got the little Notre Dame pulling on the heartstrings a little bit there.
Yeah, absolutely. Great game there. They're a top 25 opponent. See what Mike Bray's squad can do tomorrow, and hopefully Leonard Hamilton's squad can get a key victory. Lost 5 in a row now, so hopefully we can get on the rebound and start to get things going. Maybe rebound the ball a little bit more even. That would help.
that would help if we could rebound the ball. We need a lot of help. We lost to Duke last night, but I think the team is on the rise. I really do. We've got a lot of young talent on the team, and I think that maybe next year we could see maybe a conference-bound team. Maybe even this year if everything falls into place, but I'm not really holding that one too high in regards.
Yeah, hopefully get things going now. FSU baseball as well. They'll be out there tomorrow. It should be beautiful conditions for that. We're talking about those temperatures being relatively nice and low 60s about the time the game does go to first pitch, and then Sunday the same thing. Now, getting back though, we just want to give you a quick update. Just got a score in from that game. It's in the bottom of the 7th, and we're losing right now to the College of Charleston 2-0.
Yeah, well, hopefully we could come back there. We played Rhode Island really well, and I think especially tomorrow going to be a gorgeous day for baseball. Head on out there, especially seniors. You're senior as well. We're coming up on the last of maybe basketball here for a little while, and maybe your last one. It's sad. We're just coming up to spring break, but you know what? Head on out to the games because they're going to be good ones.
Yes, should be exciting. The Notre Dame basketball game tomorrow for us will be a blackout, so they'll have some shirts out there for everyone, the students, to have on hand.
Yep, that's right. And we will now turn our attention from sports on over to a final look at our weekend forecast with Shane.
Thanks, guys. Great live coverage. I was just watching on Facebook. It looked fantastic. And so do the current temperatures in the region. 58 degrees right now in Tallahassee. It's very comfortable outside. A little chilly, though, with the breeze, so you might want to take a jacket. Same goes if you're up in Bainbridge, 55 degrees. A little warmer on the coast, though, 61 right now in St. Mark's. And likewise, being in the 50s across the region, it's also dry as a bone out there. 27% relative humidity. That's very low on our 0 through 100 scale, so you know that it's dry out there. Like I said earlier, you may want to break out the chapstick, the humidifier for sleeping at night. It is very dry, and that can be a little bit uncomfortable. The reason that it's so cold out right now, though, are these winds that are all coming out of the north. And they're not very strong, but they are pushing in the cold air. And the reason they're coming out of the north is because they're blowing clockwise around a high pressure center that's just to our north. So they're coming down out of the north on the backside of that high pressure. Now, looking at the entire southeast, we see that clear skies dominate the region. That big bubble of no trouble, or our Big Blue H, our fair weather friend, whatever you want to call it, that high pressure is in control of our region. And the futurecast, it tells the story. We don't see anything coming into our region tomorrow. There are no clouds in the sky over Tallahassee through the afternoon tomorrow. So it's just going to be a carbon copy of today. You couldn't ask for better weather to get out and enjoy. Take a stroll around Lake Ella, walk the dog at Tom Brown Park. Do anything that you want to out in the area. Go out to Apalachicola. It might be a little chilly for Wakulla Springs this time of year, but just to enjoy the scenery, you couldn't ask for better weather. 35 degrees is going to be our overnight low, so if you're up at the crack of dawn tomorrow, like we will be for the big sweep of Tallahassee, it's going to be a chilly one. You're going to want the jackets as the temperature gets down near freezing, but I think you want to wear a t-shirt underneath that jacket because it's going to climb up to 65 degrees. Sunshine all day long tomorrow. It's going to be fantastic and just a smidge warmer than it was today. This is the perfect weather to get outside and read. If you've got exams coming up next week, the last ones before the break, take your homework out on Landis with 65 degrees tomorrow, 71 degrees Sunday, 74 on Monday. You just couldn't ask for better weather to get outside and enjoy. Slight chance of rain next week. But for right now, I'm going to send it back to Matt and the only cloud in Tallahassee, Casey.
Shane, I've been waiting for that joke all week. Well, now we really only have the only cloud in Tallahassee. Casey, your last name is perfect for this show. Real quickly, I want to send a shout out to Tyler, Kyle, Zach, and Kate. I know you're watching this at home. Thanks for watching the show, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to have viewers around Tallahassee, around the FSU community as well. Even some of our show members watching tonight.
Yeah, all over the place. Invite everyone to watch. We've got great weather this week. Look at the 7-day. It's looking gorgeous up to Tuesday and Wednesday. That's when we see the rain chances tick up a little bit.
Yeah, just beautiful. 65, 71, 74 next 3 days, that warming trend, but then the chance for some showers and thunderstorms will be in the picture as we get late Tuesday, especially Wednesday, though.
Yep, but you can follow us this entire weekend. Although we're not on the air, you can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSU Weather and twitter.com/FSU Weather as well. We're on live stream anytime. And Instagram. I haven't posted a picture there in a while, but we would love your pictures to post to Instagram as well.
Absolutely. Just so many sources to connect with FSU weather from out there. Just take pictures, send them to us because it's going to be a beautiful weekend. Maybe going to the FSU baseball game, get a picture of the nice skies around there. But for now, I'm Casey Cloud.
And I'm Matt Reagan. It's been a long week, but for now, saying goodbye until Monday.
Have a good night, everybody.